Have you ever wonder traded and ended up getting a fake level 100 shiny? Well, in today's video, I am going to be wonder trading 30 fake shiny Pokemon. Get it? Two negatives make a positive? No? Anyhow, so I give you my 3-step plan. Step numero uno. Obtain an entire box of shiny Pokemon. Step 2. Max them out. Step 3. Wonder trade them away. I begin my journey by making a sandwich that has flying power, and then I travel around the savannah biome for 30 minutes in search of a specific Pokemon. Rowlet, one of my most favorite starters. In no time, I ended up finding one, and then another, and then another. Just kidding. I'm not that lucky. Next up, I decided to do my first outbreak of my shiny hunting. One of many. The outbreak that I decided to go with was Smeargle. After what felt like an hour of beating up 60 Smeargles and placing many picnics, I finally found it. Wait, what's up with this shiny? After catching the Smeargle, I went straight to sleep. By the time I woke up, the Smeargle outbreak was gone, so I instantly went to a new outbreak. And this time, I was not going to get just one shiny. After traveling back to the savannah biome, the hunt began, and it was Fergarath. After spending roughly 3 hours of just making picnics, I got 4 shiny Fergaraths. Now then, after spending 4 hours on just one outbreak alone, I needed to explore, and that's exactly what I did. After making a psychic sandwich, I went to a very specific beach that only spawns Slowpoke. Alolan Slowpoke, that is. Ain't nobody want Kanto's version. After my sandwich finished, I ended up with a total of... Wait a minute. Why not you just try to guess? I'll give you 5 seconds. 0. I found 0 shiny Slowpokes. So, I reset my game, and well, this time I actually made a flying sparkling sandwich. I just thought to myself, hey Cole, surely you know how to make the same sandwich that you made 30 minutes ago, right? Right, Cole? I guess not. I ended up hunting Pick-a-Peck to no avail, and then went back to shiny hunting Slowpoke. In the last 7 minutes of my sandwich, I finally found it. After spending forever on Slowpoke, I decided that it was time to shiny hunt a starter, and the one I chose was Litten. So I headed on over to the canyon biome and made myself a sandwich. And well, I had some better luck and ended up finding 2 Littens before my sandwich ran out. With the addition of the 2 Littens, I am now up to 10 shinies. I have only 20 more to go. Hopefully it will go easy peasy. For my next shiny hunt, I decided to hunt a wild outbreak of Bagons. After roughly an hour of picnics, I had amassed a total of 0 shinies, and was slowly beginning to wonder if I will ever find one. But that all changed after another hour passed, and I finally found a shiny Bagon. Woo! Not too long after that, I found another one. And then another. Just kidding. I actually instantly let my shiny Greninja talk with the Bagons after finding the second one. Now then, it's time. For a while now, I've been hunting okay Pokemon with okay shinies. But now it's time to finally shiny hunt the one, the only, Lechonk. Wait a minute. So yeah, I found a mass outbreak of Lechonks. I was fairly lucky searching for this pink pig and ended up with 4 of them within a little over 2 hours. Okay, maybe that's not the best luck, but I got desperate. With the shiny Lechonks captured and fed, I am now officially a little over halfway with my shiny hunting. I would also like to take a moment to celebrate that Pokemon Violet is now the second most played game on my Switch, with over 300 hours, just narrowly losing out to Fortnite. Alright, moving on to Corefish outbreaks. So anyhow, after hunting the Corefish outfit for about 45 minutes, I was able to get a total of 2 shinies. But none of them were Corefish. Yeah, for some reason I was able to find 2 full-on shinies before Corefish. A Hoot and a Ducklet. I decided that surely I can get a Corefish eventually. And well, 30 minutes later, I finally found one. And then a little after that, I found another. After finding the second shiny, I called it a day. Corefish is just really tough to hunt. I mean, look at this. I'm gonna stop this clip right here, and you tell me which one is the shiny. Corefish 1, or Corefish 2, or neither. The answer is Corefish 1. After constantly shiny hunting outbreaks, I needed a break. So I decided to do some raids and got enough mystics for 2 sandwiches. The first Pokemon I decided to hunt was Jingmo-o, a Pokemon with a very obvious shiny, requiring much less focus to find. After eating a dragon-type sandwich, I then spent 30 minutes and wound up with 1 shiny Jingmo-o. Right after catching the Jingmo-o, I made another sandwich and started shiny hunting Sigma. Oh, I mean Slugma. Well, kind of. Because you see, it started to turn night and a lot of Litwicks started to appear everywhere. But that did not matter, because in the end, I was able to find the shiny I wanted. Go back to mass outbreaks. And what the one I decided to do first? Grafaiai. After roughly an hour of doing picnics, I found absolutely 0 shinies. Another 20 minutes go by, and well, I was about to give up until I finally found one. I then instantly left the outbreak, made a sandwich, and started shiny hunting Impidimp. While I was shiny hunting Impidimp, I realized that I could get a Mimikyu. Yeah, Mimikyu. In the end, I could not find a shiny Mimikyu, but I did find miniature Sullivan. With the addition of Impidimp, I need 1 last row of shinies before step 2. I decided to do 1 last outbreak, and what better Pokemon to shiny hunt than Grubbin? And well, in the first 20 minutes of the hunt, I got pretty lucky. Okay, maybe not a Grubbin, but I mean, in my defense, catching it definitely will help. Anyhow, I continued the outbreak and eventually got a shiny Grubbin. And then another one. And then another one. And then another. Haha, just kidding. Okay, fine, last time. After the 3rd shiny, I decided to go to sleep. And in the morning, the outbreak was gone. Moving on. So, since I just needed 2 more Pokemon, I gathered some herbs and I made a normal sparkling power sandwich. Can you guess what I'm shiny hunting? I will give you a hint. Dunsparce. I am shiny hunting Dunsparce. Anyway, so 30 minutes go by and, well, my sandwich ran out. I ended up with 0 shinies, but then my game was oddly reset and I got to reuse my herbs. Weird, right? And, well, 15 minutes later, I finally found one. And then 10 minutes after that, I finally found the very last shiny needed. I am now up to 30 shinies. My full box of shinies, it was now time to start to move on to step 2. So, basically, I'm going to get all 30 Pokemon to level 100, Hyper Train them, give each of them an item, and lastly, name each and every one of them. The way I decided to get all of my Pokemon to level 100 was by battling a whole bunch of Chanseys. Basically, I made a ham sandwich and then headed to the secret cave in Area Zero. This is a great method, however, after just 2 hours, I got really, and I mean really tired of having to leave Area Zero just to make another sandwich. So I decided to change locations to a place in Paldea that has Blissies and Chanseys. The XP rates were still fairly good. I mean, how long could this take? Another 2 hours? 4 hours? 6? So I officially now have 3 shiny Chanseys. No, wait, wrong subject. So I officially have every Pokemon level 100. I made a total of 21 sandwiches. However, somehow I did fail one. Yeah. For the first 7 hours of my grinding, I had an Annihilate out front to deal with the Chanseys. But then I thought to myself, why not improve the XP rates by using the shiny Pokemon to battle? Yeah, it took me 7 hours to come up with that. But anyhow, after a grueling grind, I now have every single Pokemon to level 100. During this time of leveling up, I decided to evolve some of my Pokemon. Well, 6 Pokemon to be exact. I evolved a Litten to Incineroar, a Bagon to Salamence, a Grubbin to Charjabug, another Grubbin to Vikavolt, and lastly Jangmo-O to Kommo-O. Also, during this 10-hour grind, I discovered that 4 of my shinies had marks. Rowlet and Slugma both had Sleepy Time marks, while Lechonk had the Partner mark, and lastly my Hoothoot had the Uncommon mark. With all my Pokemon now at level 100, it is now time for me to Hyper Train every single one of them. I know, you may be wondering, Cole, how on earth will you Hyper Train them? Well, you see, all it took was 30 minutes of BBQ quest, and using this machine. Okay, fine. Maybe I already had 14 golden bottle caps and 52 bottle caps. So after using the machine for a bit, I got up to 59 bottle caps and 19 golden ones, which technically is not enough. However, I got very lucky in that out of all of the shinies, there were 6 best stats, meaning that I was able to save 6 bottle caps for the very last Pokemon. By the way, I should mention that hyper training all 30 Pokemon only took roughly 10 minutes versus getting them to level 100. After the Pokemon were all hyper trained, I began to give every Pokemon competitive items. Nothing out of the ordinary, however, I would like to point out that I gave every Lechonk an Everstone. Why, you may ask? Well, you see, Lechonk. Moving on. Alright, so the last thing I needed to do before step 3 was naming them. I decided to give each row a kind of theme name. Row 1 I decided to do was real Pokemon. Row 2, I googled boy and girl's names, and depending on the gender of the Pokemon, that's what I gave them. Row 3 was just all ChatGPT names. Row 4 was references to other things. Row 5 was bugs and an owl. Alright, so now that all the Pokemon are named, it is now time to move on to step 3. I have just now learned that it's no longer called Wonder Trading, but it's actually called Surprise Trading now. So yeah, Anyhow, it is now time, so let's get to surprise trading. Now, after I finish surprise trading this last Pokemon, then I will be done with my goal today. As you might have saw, I did end up getting some actual fake Pokemon, which is unfortunate, but all in all, I think I did end up sharing some shinies to random people. So my job here is done. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, why not subscribe? I intend on making each video better than the last, so I am not done. See ya!